Helo a siamai a croeso i'r pedwar mawr gyda fi, Daddy Huw o METALIDADS. Welcome to the Big Four on the Fathers of Metal podcast with myself, Daddy Huw of METALIDADS. And today we ask 4 big questions to a guest belonging to the heavy metal universe. And today's spin on that is we have somebody from, wait for it, the Big Four in German thrash metal. And I'm ecstatic today to introduce our special guest, Mr. Tom Angelripper, founding member, singer, bassist of Sodom. So, Tom, na du alte Flautsche, wie ist es?
Alles gut.
Alles gut.
Alles gut. Everything is fine, yeah.
Everything is fine, fantastic. Yeah. I'll have to give credit to my friend Wolfgang in Germany, who is my German dialect special advisor. Hence why I've been practicing a little bit of dialectual German with you over the past few minutes. But yeah, schön dich kennengelernt zu haben. Really nice to meet you. Thank you very, very much for your time today. So yeah. As I mentioned, one of the greetings I mentioned to you actually just off topic just now. You're obviously from a coal mining background originally, so obviously your part of Germany was very heavy in the industry of coal, and I'm currently talking to you from the town of Barry, which was one of the world's leading coal exporting docks at one point in its history. So again, the dark matter of metal, black metal, thrash metal, and coal is something, again, that sort of brings us a little bit together. So. Yeah. So I mentioned to you how it works, Tom. I got 4 questions for you, nice and easy. You're in charge. And question number 1. So this is normally a question that interviewers want to get out of the way as a warm-up question, but for us it's deadly serious. In the spirit of checking in with our bros, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst and 10 being the best, where do you sit today, Tom, on your mental health? How's your mental health today, Tom, on a scale of 1 to 10?
8.
8? Ah, 8. Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm still healthy. I'm still creative. We came just from a couple of shows, last week. It works. I'm going to be 60 years old next year. But I'm still hungry to do this. And this music keeps me alive. I think.
It keeps you energized.
I smoke too much cigarettes. But yes, it works. I'm still want to do it for the next couple of years,
What did you remember? Of course, one of your heroes, Lemmy of Motorhead, obviously bass and vocals, yourself bass and vocals. Yeah. He was known as a bit of an enigma to doctors, because the doctors basically said, "How the fuck are you still alive? I don't know, but whatever the fuck you're doing, keep doing it, because whatever it is, it's working. So you don't want to dislodge anything." So.
Oh yes,
absolutely.
Yeah, I saw the last shows with Motorhead with Lemmy,
Oh, wow.
That was really sad, In my opinion, I don't want to die on stage, I want to do it like Tom Araya from Slayer, He said, "Okay, I'm 60 years old. Yeah. The party's over. I go home." But that's the best way to do it, but I don't think about that nowadays.
No, of course. I think it's what's the saying, quit while you're ahead, make sure you end on a good note, type of thing. But
I get some problem with what's called tinnitus.
Yeah, tinnitus.
With the ears, and it's very massive sometimes, My doctor, as long as they're gonna do this music, it never stops,
No.
You have to live with it, because I have monitoring, it's very loud on stage, it's very loud in the rehearsal room, and I can't use in-ear monitoring, which could help, but I don't want to keep the same way going.
No, absolutely, man. Hey, thanks for sharing that. And you were saying about smoking. I got to share this. Tom, it's a pleasure to meet you today. You're actually one of my favorite metal singers, so I urge you not to stop smoking. Keep smoking, because whatever you're doing, it's actually giving a nice imprint on thrash and black metal. So smoke as many cigarettes as you want. Even though I'm trying to promote healthy living, have a cigarette if you want, dude. It's absolutely fine. So again,
but you have to know, this is the next project I want to quit. It's something, Sodom is going to play 2 hours shows when we do a headlining show. It works. I still have, there's no special technique for screaming or growling or shouting, whatever. It just comes out, I never think about it.
No, of course, man. whatever you're doing it well, and it's obviously, whatever you're doing, it's lasted you this long, 40 years. I mean, obviously, that's your big birthday as a band this year, which we'll talk about shortly. So again, on to that point, really. So this week, of course, Friday the 28th of October. Yeah. And actually, I have to introduce you to my friend, Kai Hansen.
So, hello, Kai. How are you?
Hello, Kai. Another famous German heavy metal star. So I thought, as it's Halloween next week, I thought show you a pumpkin I carved with my daughter this week, and probably my finest work. But anyway, back to the point.
So, Kai is a good friend of mine. Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, great. Amazing. Again, he's actually one of my favorites. Again, there's something in the water in Germany because, again, it's probably produced most of my favorite bands, to be honest, if it's either thrash or especially power metal. I used to be a big fan of power metal, and Kai was a big part of that history, really. So again, this week, Tom, there's something big happening in the Sodom camp on Friday the 28th of October in regards to the release of your latest album. So could you please tell us a bit more about that, what it's called, and the idea behind it, please, buddy?
I can show the cover. I got one of the first box sets. It's released on regular vinyl and CD, and also the box set coming out next week. I think it's a very heavy package. But there's the album inside. There is a single inside. There is a book inside. And some posters and all the stuff. But I was thinking about 2 years ago when we have the 40 years anniversary, what we're gonna do. And my plan was recording a live album. Cool. Bands are missing a lot. The last live album was One Night in Bangkok in 2000 or 2001, something like 2003. Sorry. But the last years, we couldn't find a proper show for recording. And then another idea was doing like a sampler, the 10 Black Years we did in 94. Just putting some material together, we remaster whatever. And then I came up with the idea, choosing a song from each album and recording this with a new lineup. A record company say, yeah, good, wonderful idea, and we start recording. Which needs a long time, because we have to listen to all the older albums, the demo tapes, and choosing a song from each album.
That's a great. It's a great idea. I don't even think I've ever heard an album where that's been done before, and it's a perfect way of summating every era of your history, and very much the challenges and the trends which metal music, thrash metal, black metal, death metal has been having to face over the 40, 50 years, etc. So
that was not so easy, because if you listen to Obsessed by Cruelty or Inner Sound of Evil, a couple of songs were out of timing, out of tuning, But we want to keep the original arrangements from the songs. We don't want to change the lyrics or the tuning, whatever. And but we want to keep the spirit and the magic of the original ones. I know if I'm a big Motorhead fan. When I listen to Ace of Spades, I want to listen to the original one. That's what I understand. But we try to keep the spirit and but play more accurate on the drums. That was very important. And we decided also not putting the hit singles from every album out. Just put some songs, maybe the songs are underrated. We never played live. We never played in a rehearsal room, whatever, that was really funny. But we decided, the whole band decided this together, because Jörg, my guitarist, or Tony's a big Sodom fan, And so we get more into the older material, which also helps us for the upcoming shows. So we want to change the set list for the shows and putting some rarities in it, I don't want to play the same set list over years, I want to change from show to show.
Exactly, man. I mean, the day where you become bored, surely is the day you need to stop. So, going into these deep cuts, as in the underrated hits which you wouldn't play live. Yeah. It's again, it keeps it fresh and exciting for you, because it must be, to a certain extent, it becomes like muscle memory. Surely playing the same songs over, you could probably fall asleep on stage.
No. That's what, there is no show without Agent Orange, But it never gets boring, I like the song Agent Orange, But if we have a headlining show with maybe 2 hours, we have the chance to change the set list and putting some rarities in it, Okay, there is no show without Bombenhagel or whatever, Sodomy and Lust and all the classics. I know, but we have so many wonderful songs on all these albums, underrated albums like Epitome of Torture, Masquerade in Blood, you know, there was so much great material on it, you know. We have to bring it up on stage. That's very important, in my opinion.
No, absolutely, man. And again, I've been listening to the album. I was listening to it on the train today, leaving my job, coming home just to prepare for this interview. And you mentioned about capturing the spirit. I think you've done it really well because, you know, there's been quite a few thrash bands who've tried to recapture or modernize or tighten up their previous earlier material where maybe they weren't, you know, maybe you weren't as, I wouldn't say you weren't as good in your instrument, but you weren't as experienced. Now you've had more time to practice, etc., etc. So, you know, bands like Testament have done it in 2001. A few other bands have done it over the years, but the spirit you capture on this album is brilliant. It genuinely sounds like, you know, you capture the spirit of your early days, and again the big mash of black thrash and death metal all into one key sound. And so just from a Sodom fan, I really like what you've done, and all the guys, including yourself, sound fantastic. So
we also recorded a couple of songs from the first two demos, you know. We had there was a song called Witching Metal, which was our first Sodom song ever, you know. And there are different versions out, you know, and we put the same arrangement on the tape, you know, which was really interesting, you know. You know, this is the beginning of Sodom, and that is this, we don't want to change anything, you know. It was a perfect music for these times, you know. And we also try to keep it in a nowadays shows or when we're recording albums, whatever, you know. That is the only difference from Sodom to all the other bands. We don't want to change, you know. I think we're getting better and better from album to album. We write better songs, better lyrics, whatever, you know. But we have to keep the spirit, you know. We cannot change. If you're going to buy a Sodom album, you know exactly what it's inside, you know. What the people expect, you know, when they buy a new album, whatever, you know. That is very important to me, you know. And that is the secret behind our career after this long time. We never changed.
Dude, that's actually a really key point, actually, because, you know, as much as, you know, you need a fan base to be successful, but as much as open and loving heavy metal fans are, they're also very, very critical. So, you know, sometimes you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And there's not really many really well-known thrash bands, I suppose, that have sort of remained sort of in the middle. You know, Slayer to a certain extent really did. I know you're a huge fan of Slayer. They're one of the reasons you're doing metal music at all, along with Venom and Motorhead, etc. But, you know, Slayer's another example. And, you know, if it's not broken, you don't need to fix it. And I think that's a great, probably analogy to summarize what you guys are doing.
Yeah. I think also, you remember the 90s, a lot of bands changed, you know, their music. Like, I don't want to tell any band names, you know, but we never get any dictation from outside, you know. We have a record company, they bring it out. We make the music, here's a master, bring it out, or not, you know. There is nobody who's going to tell us doing this or doing that, you know. We know what we have to do, you know, after all the years, you know. And we want to make a good album, want to make good songs, you know. But we're always going to write songs without any influence from outside, you know. We created our own music, you know. It's not thrash metal, in my opinion. I think a typical thrash metal band is maybe Exodus or Destruction, you know. We have more black in it, different styles, you know. And it doesn't matter what kind of music we do. We have to write good songs, you know. That is the most important. Is it black metal or death metal, whatever, you know. On the last album, we have some blast beats in it, you know. Why not? You know, we were the first band to start this kind of music, you know.
So you're just mentioning, you know, about trends, and especially in the early 90s, that was arguably the biggest trend setting and threats that a lot of heavy metal music was facing. And this is why Tapping the Vein from 1992 is probably my favorite Sodom record, because in a time where bands were changing their sounds and there was all these threats, you guys didn't sort of go below the line, you fucking went up. You went up a notch. And that album then, I think in 1992 stands out even more as an extreme metal record because it didn't, I suppose, succumb to the changes and the trends that were taking place. So, you know, good on you for producing such a big record.
The albums were recorded in the 90s, like Tapping the or Get What You Deserve, you know, it's the heaviest album, you know. That was a time the other band changed, you know, and we go completely another direction, you know. When we recorded Get What You Deserve, you know, we recorded just one guitar, one bass guitar, and we played the songs live in the studio, you know. And but it's, if you listen to Get What You Deserve on a headphone, you know, it's the most brutal, the heaviest Sodom album ever, you know. And or Massacre in Blood, you know, or Cold Red later, you know, are really heavy albums, you know. And that is a secret why we have to change, you know. We are successful in the way we're gonna do it, you know, and that's what I want, you know. I don't want to get a big superstar, big rock star playing the biggest stages in the world, you know. We play in smaller clubs, you know. We played in Underworld in England a couple of years ago. We played 3 times there, you know. That is a small, very small club, you know, and we enjoyed every minute, you know.
Excellent, dude. It's so great to hear about you.
That is the big difference. We are not rock stars, you know. We are metal fans making music for a while, you know. That's the only difference between the band and the audience, you know.
Absolutely amazing. Great to hear about just your general philosophy, I suppose, about just, you know, keeping things the same. So amazing. Again, the album's fantastic, and I urge anyone listening just to tap into it. There'll be a link in this video eventually when it's released publicly. So question number 3, Tom, I read that as far as hobbies go, you're a big fan of history, local history in Germany. It's been written that you collect postcards, something I've done in the past. And you're a big fan of the Royal Blues, aka FC Schalke, of course. So yeah. I'm just curious. So, you know, during the past 2.5 years, when a lot of music came to a halt and musical activities came to a halt, did it give you more time to concentrate on hobbies, try different things? What did you spend a lot of your time doing during the past couple of years when you weren't doing music?
We spent more time with the band also, you know. That we so the last album, you know, we had a lot of time working on the songs because all the shows get canceled, shows get postponed, you know, no touring, you know. And I know we had a lockdown here, we have to keep home, you know, but we went to rehearsal room writing songs, you know. I also spend more time with my family, with my friends. I'm also a big hunter. Hunting is my biggest passion, you know. I collect postcards from my hometown. I'm very interested in everything. But going to my hunting district, you know, is for me, it's relaxing, you know. It's I need to get there. I try to go 1 time a week, you know. If you're gonna shoot something or not, that is not the difference. And being there in a district hunting is for me the best. I enjoy every minute, you know, of my life, you know. And I spend more time there. Yes.
Cool, man. Excellent. Again, you know, it's important to connect with the outdoors. I think that generally makes us feel well, whether it's hunting, going for a walk, going for a run, or going fishing. It's all, to a certain extent, yeah.
That's something I need, you know. You know, when you come from tour, you know, I know other musicians that are coming back from tour, sitting at home and don't know what to do, you know. I have so many things to do, you know. I'm always looking forward coming back home, coming to my district, you know, doing my hobbies, you know. And so Sodom never was a band who was so in the grit of the music industry, you know. We do our concert, we do our touring, but I'm looking forward to go home, you know. Here is my home. It's not tour, it's not South America, whatever. We play worldwide, you know. I'm always coming back home, you know. That's what I'm living for, you know.
Amazing. Thanks for sharing that. It's just nice to hear a bit more about what you get up to besides music. So finally, Tom, actually, I have a confession to make. I have to thank you, actually, for something you did earlier this year. I was walking to work one day, listening to my Spotify on the homepage, and it recommended a song for me from some type of band you might have heard of called Traitor. And then it said Sodom and Tom Angelripper is credited on this song. I thought, what the hell is this? Total thrash. I've never heard of this. And I clicked on the song and fuck me. I thought, what is this song? And then I fell down this rabbit hole of coming across what is effectively my new favorite band of this year and probably my favorite album of the year so far, Exiled to the Surface. So my question to you really, you know, myself and a load of our METALIDADS members who are global, but mainly based in Wales, a lot of us believe that the year 2022 has been an awesome year for metal music. So I'm just curious, which exciting new bands are you looking forward to sharing the bill with in the near future as you celebrate your 40 years with Sodom?
We don't want to celebrate 40 years. There is no special show, you know, because the 40 years is gone last month, you know.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But you know, a friend of mine, he produced a documentary about thrash metal music, which is called Total Thrash. And the band Traitor, which is a young thrash band, you know, they wrote a song about it, you know, for the movie. And they asked me to sing a couple of lines with them, you know. And I listened to the song. I really like the song. I really like the band, you know. It's a typical thrash metal band, you know. They are Sodom influence. They are also Creator influence in all the 80s, you know. You cannot repeat the time. You cannot do the same music nowadays, but you can try, you know. And I like this band very much. And we have a small tour at the end of December in Germany, and they're gonna support 2 or 3 shows in Germany, you know, because I want to support younger bands. There are so many younger bands, you know. But I never have time to listen to all the bands or have the money to buy all the stuff. I get some CDs for free, you know, and I try to support bands, you know. And this is one of the bands, right? I really enjoy the music, you know. They're really fresh, you know. They're really heavy and really fast, you know. I really like them. You know.
Cool, man. You know, I can't think of a band, especially in thrash, that encompasses the Teutonic Four probably as good as Traitor do. I can hear everyone. I can hear a bit of...
Yeah, there's more destruction than Sodom, you know. The vocals are completely different to my vocals, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to have a singer to create an own style, you know. Younger bands always ask me what to get a rock star, to make money with the music, you know. Try to find a different singer, you know. You know, my favorite bands were Venom, what we talk about, Motorhead, Tank, you know, which are really original singers, you know, and they got really trademarks in these vocals, you know, and that's very important, you know. But never give up any school or studio or job, whatever, you know, to just make music, you know. The business is getting really hard nowadays. You know?
No, absolutely, man. Again, and you just gotta balance it out, don't you? Again, you're in it for the music, for the energy, and for the spirit. And as you know, as pretty much most of the Teutonic Four are doing now, it's been a good year for the Teutonic Four. Really, you've all released an album this year. Again, Creator with Hey Tuba Alice, Diabolical, Pavlov Dogs. I actually spoke to Frank Duafart of Tankard a few months ago, actually, on this show, so it was nice catching up with him as well. But yeah, it's been a great year in German thrash metal, specifically the 4 bands and Sodom as well. So, Tom, Dankeschön, man. Finally, it's been great discussing everything with you today. Again, as a fan of your music personally, the sound of your voice imprinted on the thrash metal. I wish you all the best with just the remainder of the year, really, and for you, hopefully living off the success of your new album, which I do like a lot. Again, the spirit you capture is really good. And again, you can tell you guys are still enjoying it. And really, you've got your energy, as you said. You still got the buzz. You still got the energy, and it shows in the material, and it is fantastic. So, as we say in METALIDADS, my friend, whether it's whammy bars or weaning, napalm death or nappies, it's always good to talk. So, thanks for talking to us today, my friend. So stay heavy and stay healthy, and
yes,
please let us know when you're in the United Kingdom. I'm looking forward to coming to catch up with you guys.
We want to plan something next year. You know, we also have to go to Yes America. You know, we have to go. There shows in England, a couple of festivals around. You know, and yes, we plan also touring next year. But you cannot plan because the Corona stuff is coming back very slowly, but it's coming back, you know. It's really hard to plan, you know, but we always give the best, you know. If you find any shows, any promoters who want to get us over, we go, you know.
Amazing. So I'll hopefully catch you in the festival, because METALIDADS, we're hoping to have a well-being tent for festival goers and metal bands if they need to get some weight off their shoulders, have a chat, come and have a cup of coffee with us, and we'll be there. So that's the plan. Right. So for myself and my friend Kai Hansen, in the corner here.
These are the best. All right, take care, my friends.